I go outside with him, and he says, I'm so disrupted right now. I said, why? He said, because I was in military in South Africa. And this is just humanity. This is love. I was in the military in South Africa for 20 years, over 20 years. So I was there doing apartheid. It was my job not to like you. And I did that well. And then today, all I saw emanating from you was the presence of God and love. And you contradicted everything that I have been taught. In that skin, I didn't see it coming. I wasn't prepared for you today. I love you, and I don't know how to deal with that because I wasn't taught to love you. So I just want to thank you, because if I left today, I got everything I was supposed to come for. And Anton and I have been dear, dear, dear friends. When he comes to California, he comes to my offices. We do barbecues together, like just a life-changing experience. And so strange things do happen at A-Fest. And beautiful things happen at A-Fest. So I'm super excited of the conversation we get to have.
All right, so happy New Year's Day. Let's take this again, part 2. I am Stars Tina. Welcome, good morning, Breakfast with Champions, everyone that's here. Renee's gonna put our YouTube link at the top so that you can actually see my face. And if you're not there, then I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. So I do wanna say good morning. And when you come into Breakfast with Champions, we are here Monday through Saturday, and then you can kick into TM's room on Sunday from 4 a.m. That's when we begin till about 10 o'clock, 11 some days when we're feeling extra motivated. So I want to say good morning to each and every one of you. We're going to bring you that motivation, that inspiration, and that motivation, inspiration, education. You think I'd be like tired, but no, I have plenty of sleep, right? I actually went to bed early last night. So I do want to say good morning to some folks. I see Lexington left the room. I guess I didn't have enough energy for her. Sorry for that, Lexington. I see Gemma. Hello, Gemma. I'm adding you as a friend. I said Akimi, Tiara, Floriana, Samuel, Kimberly, everyone that's there. Good morning, Bella. I see Cortland. If you didn't know, everyone has a seat at the table here. I see Trisha here on YouTube. I am Stars Tina, if I didn't say that. And I am your fitness professional. I am your life and health coach. I'm that person that's going to take you from good to great to amazing. And I work with women that are over 40, women that have gone through some type of trauma or tragedy. Is my main niche, because that's my jam, right? And I teach them how to thrive instead of survive. And if you look, I'm holding my book up in front of me right now called No More Trauma, something that I created last year that I'm super proud about. And I have some amazing, come on up here, Kimberly Watkins. I see Mike, I see Nicole, I see Don, good morning, Linnell. And I do have an amazing topic for you guys today. If you did not know, I'm on my wrong screen here because I have like a new link here, BWC. Last year, every time I do these segments, we have notes. We have BWC Daily, and I put my articles in there. And I looked at all the articles that I did last year, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And last year when I was doing BWC, I was like, you know what you should do, Tina? At the end of the year, do like all the articles in one and make a book. So I don't know if that's going to happen from the articles from last year, but this year it's definitely going to happen, and it's called BWC Chronicles. So today, I'm going to be talking about some wonderful stuff. January 1st, 2024. It's the first day of the year, and I'm so honored and so grateful to be here. And I just want to talk about those numbers really quick. 1, if you didn't know, the number 1 is generally treated as a symbol or a unity. Therefore, in monotheistic religions, it's often symbolized as God or universe. So the number 1 or the universe. I was like, that's pretty cool. And then the number 24 is an angel number, and it's a spiritual meaning. The number 24 is about alignment, aligning your heart with your actions, finding absence of balance and peace, and enjoying the beauty of life. It's a hugely spiritual number and one that encourages high vibrations, awareness, and trust in the beautiful journey ahead. So on this 1/1/24, those are the things that I was thinking about yesterday that I wanted to share with you guys. And last year, I really started getting into the moon and writing my intentions during the new moon. This year, we actually have 13 new moons. And you're like, what is she talking about? Well, this year, our new moon is January 11th. And what is a new moon? Many people are familiar with a full moon, which is the lunar phase when the Earth is located directly between the sun and the moon. This gives the moon an illuminated appearance, and the entire face of the planet is visible to Earth. Now, in contrast, the new moon is when the moon is located between the sun and the Earth. This appears to viewers on Earth as completely non-illuminated, blending into the dark night sky. This is when I've done it for the past 2 or 3 months. My daughter actually introduced me to this, where I'll sit under the moon and I will write my intentions. And then I got a glass water bottle, and this woman taught me how to make moon water. I think Mary Lynn said she did that once. And making moon water, you just put water in the bottle. I put it in a glass bottle, and then I left it outside overnight so the rays from the moon can actually fly into it. So that's what I want to talk about, those numbers right there. And today I'm thinking about God and finding a sense of balance and peace in life. So let's enjoy this beautiful life. All right. Each month this year, I have themes. I have all these wonderful things. But before I jump into the topic, I want to hear, you can talk about your last night. You can talk about your highlight of the night. I see Dora Maria, Debbie, Mary Lynn, Dr. Jeannie, Samira, happy Monday to each and every one of you. Highlight of the night or the weekend. I'm going to give us a few minutes for this. Unmike, say your name. Let me hear from you if you want to share. Or maybe some people.
Well, I'll share. Stars, Tina. It's Mary Lynn. Happy New Year. I stayed home last night. I had all these big plans to go out and gonna go down to the neighborhood restaurant and walk down to the fireworks, and we're gonna do this whole thing. And I stayed home, but you know what was crazy? Is I didn't realize I can see the fireworks from my apartment window. So I love to watch the ball drop too. I love the fireworks. So whenever I went to fireworks, I had to sacrifice the ball drop. If I went to the ball drop, I had to sacrifice the fireworks. So this year, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got fireworks out my window, ball drop in the comfort of my home. And I'm like, sometimes, it was just perfect that way. So sometimes plans get changed, but sometimes you find something new, you find something better. So I was super excited.
I love that. Thank you. And as I'm looking in the chat here, I want to say, Kola, Morgan, good morning, champions. Happy first day of 2024. Much love to you all. Thank you so much for sharing that in there. I see Nicole in here saying good morning and happy new year. Anton must. Thank you. Grand Rising and happy new year. Ryan says happy new year. And of course, Dora Maria is always in here. Do me a favor, write in the chat, your good morning, something to me. I see Trisha. Trisha didn't know. What didn't you know, Trisha? Oh, about the moons. Trisha's always learning. I'm telling you. This year, guys, I had a wonderful conversation with Trisha yesterday. And that's what's so amazing with this app. And I'm just letting you guys know right now, if there's something you don't want me to say, you just have to let me know ahead of time. Because I'm an open book. So I hope Trisha's fine with me sharing this yesterday, our conversation. She had a conversation with me because we were in TM's room yesterday. He does a room on Sundays at 6 a.m. Amazing, immaculate room. And she was sharing how she saw a shift, how she saw a change in me. And I was like, really? Because sometimes you don't see these things. And I don't know if you're able to unmic Trish, because I'm always botching up people's words and I don't want to botch them up. But if you're able to unmic Trish, I would love for you to share what you shared with me yesterday in regards to that change. I don't even know if she's in the room. She may just be on YouTube. But I see here, she had said that she saw that I had opened up my heart or feelings. See, I can't even say it right. I'm not even going to go there. If she can unmic, she can share it. But my point is, from one year to the next, we all change in different ways, and sometimes when you make these immaculate changes, you're going to lose some things. You're going to lose some people. You're going to lose some places. And it goes back to what I say a lot. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Trisha, if you hop in and you are able to share, just unmic, because I just hate botching up those words. So this year, I've got my entire year planned. If you're a part of my community, we have been working on our vision boards for about 3 weeks now. And I'm so excited because sometimes you think that, at least I thought, it could just be done overnight, right? But no, we did the most this year. Like, I am so proud of what we accomplished. And I say we. And if you were not able to come to any of our vision board events, it's okay, because guess what? I recorded them, and they're actually private, but you can DM me and I can show you the links to them. And this year I decided, let's get a little more granular, let's get a little more particular. And I've been doing vision boards for about 10 years now. And this year I said, I want to go even deeper. So if you're writing this down, or Renee, if you want to write some notes, we've been very particular. So first of all, I want everyone to have a theme for the year. Because if you have, a theme, it kind of gets you a little more focused, gets you going. So my theme for this year is Renaissance opulence. Renaissance, because I saw that Beyonce movie and it motivated me so much. And then it's because it means excellence. It's just like over the top. And I loved how Mary Lynn a couple weeks ago mentioned that. So besides our theme, I see Kimberly here. Besides our theme, we've had a word for the year. If you have a theme, put it in the chat. If you don't, think about it. Word of the year. What is your word of the year? Thank you for sharing vision boards. Can take longer than one session. Oh, definitely takes longer than one session, Kimberly. At least if you want to get results, it takes longer than one session. Then we had a word of the year. My word for this year is gratitude. I had that word a couple of years ago, but I feel gratitude is so important for me. So that's why I added that. And then we had a song of the year. What's your song, your theme song? And then I decided to add a Bible verse in there. So, so normally I would do paper vision boards where you just put the paper, cut out all these things, blah, blah, blah. But I've been moving a lot. And I said, you know what? I need a visual. So we made digital vision boards. And if you're watching my YouTube, I'm going to show you the one I made. And like Kimberly said, it was a process, guys. Like I got addicted to it. And I said I was going to write the tools. I started with Pinterest. If you've ever heard of Pinterest, go on Pinterest and pick the pictures that you like. And I'm going to play it now. So if you're watching, watch. If not, you're not going to get to see it because I'm pressing play right now. So you can see Tina's digital vision board.
Opulence. This is me. Gratitude is my word of the year. James 4:2. You do not have because you do not ask.
See, I'm very proud of this, so I'm going to have to do it again. If you saw how long it took me to do it. Okay, it's on now. Here we go.
Renaissance opulence. This is me. Gratitude is my word of the year. James 4:2. You do not have because you do not ask God.
Scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. It's my skin. Well, fire away. 'Cause today I won't let the face in. We are
All right, so if you were watching that, some of the pictures you may have seen were pictures of a couple, because one of my big goals this year is to really open up my heart. And that's something that Trisha said. She's like, I see you're opening up more, Tina. And to really just let love pour into my heart and pour out even more. You might have saw a girl on there with blonde locks because I want to color my hair. You see this beautiful home. And this is something that I'm going to play every day when it comes to my visions for the year. So I'm going to look in the chat. Renee wrote, okay, go ahead, Trish. Open up. Speak to me, Mama.
Good morning.
Hey, sunshine.
What a great conversation we had yesterday. And I just want to say that I believe last year at this time, I would say that I knew Stars Tina. I knew Stars Tina, but this year I know Tina. That's the difference. I got to know Tina, and I think what it is that Stars Tina, the stars was in front of her, and she was kind of like a symbol. Whereas now I know the person. I know Tina. I know Tina from your heart. I know the person that is truly Tina, the person that lets me know who she really is, how she's feeling, the love in her heart, the person, more the person and not the symbol, so to say, if that makes sense. And you just letting people see the real you now. So, and you're letting people in more. And you're not um, you're not afraid to let people see you more and trust people more. And I see a loving, caring person. So that's a big part of you that you weren't letting people see before. So that's all I wanted you to know. And I see you doing a lot of work.
Thank you, Trish. And like, I don't know, sometimes we need that outside mirror to tell us these things, right? All right, so we have about 16 minutes until Glenn comes through, and I have a great segment for you. As I mentioned, I've planned out for the entire year. So my theme for the year is Renaissance Opulence, and each quarter I have a different theme as well, and then each month. So for this particular quarter, January, February, March, I'm going to be talking about mindset. And mindset is what is my first pillar of my business and my life. I have 5 pillars: mindset, heart set, nutrition, exercise, and resilience. Those are the pillars that I live by, that I stand by, the foundation. And every month, like I said, I'm working on one. So this month is mindset. And this week we're talking about gratitude. And this month is all about journaling. So you're going to hear me each week give you a prompt to journal on. And this week, I want you to journal 7 things that you are grateful for. I've been journaling on and off my entire life. And normally I would journal when I'm in a dark place, when I'm not too happy. And lately someone's like, Tina, you should journal. And journaling really gets the thoughts out of your heads, people. It's kind of scary. It's like, eek. So if you're going to join this little, I don't want to say challenge, but thing that I'm doing, I would love for you each day to write down what you're journaling. Maybe you put it on Instagram, maybe you tag me on it, I don't know. And our vision for the future, that's something that I got from church yesterday. And I told you when I speak on Mondays, I kind of share something that I got from my church service on Sundays. I attend virtually Agape Church in Rahway, New Jersey, in the building. If you need a church to go to, join us. And he was talking about vision for the future and a quote from Helen Keller. The only thing that is worse than being blind is having sight, but no vision. I know some people are sometimes scared to dream. They're scared to think big. And I did accomplish a lot of things last year. I'm so stinking proud of myself. I had goals, I had dreams, but I did not realize I would do so many things. And I've spoken about them before, and I'm going to say it again because I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm super proud of myself. Last year, I believe last year was the year I started speaking as a host on BWC. This link here, if you're watching me, get on Clubhouse. You see, I have my phone in my hand. Get on Clubhouse, join us. We have our Facebook family. We have our website, BWC Daily. And I said I wanted to be a better speaker because I know that I have stories inside of me. My biggest one is my Sonny boy, trigger warning, getting murdered. It's going to be 8 years in February. And it seems like it was yesterday, but thank God I do not have the emotions and that trauma like it was 8 years ago. And I feel, well, Tina, why would God do that? I'm always questioning everything, people. Let me tell you, I question everything. Like, why does this cake taste so good? I question everything. And I'm like, well, why would God do this? Why would he do this to me? He didn't do this, but I have to turn it to something positive, right? So ever since it happened, I said, I'm going to turn his death into something amazing. So I started with the boys nonprofit program, and I just feel his story is what's going to change the world. So I wanted to be able to speak better. So I joined Toastmasters, and I won a bunch of awards with them. And this year I'm hooking up, going to have Dr. Jeannie coach me. If you're looking for a great public speaking coach and everything else, hit up a motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, everything, hit up Dr. Jeannie. And I'm going to be working with her, studying with her, joining NSA, National Speakers Association. I'm also getting my TEDx this year, but we're talking about last year, right? I started with wanting that speaking to speak more. And then I heard Mary Lynn talk about her podcast, and she said how Marcus Black motivated her. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. That's my favorite speaker, Marcus Black, right? So I listened to his very, very first podcast. I scrolled through all of them because the one he had was amazing. He had a video, he had backdrop, he had music, and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't have all those things. I can't start a podcast. But I went to his very first one, and I was like, oh, hold up, wait a minute. It's just regular. So I just kind of like, she told me, Mary Lynn said, Tina, just pick up your phone. I went on my computer, but she said, just pick up your phone, download the whatever, and do your podcast. So I did it. So I've been doing my podcast consistently, growing, sharing with people all over the world, which is amazing. You can do that as well. So then I decided I got my coach, Dr. Fred. If you guys ever heard of Dr. Fred, the orthologist, he was coaching me and he's like, you got to write a book. I'm like, I don't need a book. I had a journal, a fitness journal. That's really not a book, but he's like, to share your story. I'm not ready for my main story. My main story is my Sunny boy. I'm not ready for that yet, but I do have things that can help people. And in my book, No More Traumedy, I'll put it up again, right in front of my face, No More Traumedy. This book gives you tips, tools, and strategies how to thrive after a trauma instead of just survive. And I know she's not in this room last night because she was probably partying super hard. Can you unmic or make some noise if you know Dr. Dale? She runs a room in here on Saturdays. Anyone know Dr. Dale?
I know Dr. Dale.
Yay! Yay, yay. So Dr. Dale actually started coaching with me last year in January. And when we had our initial conversation, because you have those one-on-ones to get to know people, right? I remember when I had mine with Trisha. and I did my whole spiel with her. And I'm like, okay, so what can I help you with? And she's like, I'm good. I don't have any traumas that I need to deal with. And I'm squinching my eyes and I'm like, so then why did you contact me? Why did you want to talk to me? And she says, I love your energy, Tina. I want you to coach me, blah, 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 blah. She wanted me to, help her with her business. And I'm saying to myself, but I deal with trauma. Long story short, I just had faith in God. Yes, I'm a certified life and health coach, but I thought to myself, well, Tina, if you can get her to where you are, you're doing your job. And guess what? Dr. Dale published her first book. She got it this past weekend. So that is something she achieved. And it just made me feel really, really good that I could teach someone to do what I did. So that's what got me super, super excited. Another journal prompt. What did you accomplish in 2023? I love that one. Trisha's got some notes for us, guys. Along with this gratitude, we're going to add this in here in your journal prompts. What did you accomplish in 2023 that you are proud of? And how ironic it falls into all the things I'm proud of. So today, I'm going to give you 7 things that I do before 7 a.m. to make me feel amazing. And I want to invite you to either make your own. I would love for you to make your own list because it has to be personal to you, right? What works for me may not work for you. It can guide you, it can support you. Now, when I started this list yesterday, the first thing I put on there was meditate. Because as soon as I get up, I grab my phone and I do YouTube prompting meditations. Yes, you can do your own meditation, all that wonderful stuff. But I'm like, I need a little more focus on that. Welcome to the room, Shantae, fur baby. So I pop on my phone and I started with Deepak and I met this wonderful lady. She's amazing. I meditate, but then I was like, yo, girl, you need to pray first. I did not pray first this morning. I have to be honest because I'm in Texas. So it is now 4:22. And normally I get up at 4 to prep an hour for this segment. But I was like, girl, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. So I got up at 3:30 and I didn't have an opportunity to pray. So real quick, I must give a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, bless this room. Amen. It's a short prayer. It's there. So the first thing you want to do, because I want to get it in order, is pray. The second thing that I do is a guided meditation. The third thing I do is drink some water. Get that water because I always have water next to my bed. If you're just tuning in, I am Stars Tina. This is Breakfast with Champions, and I'm sharing with you 7 things that I do before 7 a.m. in the morning to feel amazing. We are on number 4 right now, which is your morning self-care stuff. I'm just not going to get into all the meat and potatoes of that right there, but when you use the bathroom, you brush your teeth, and one of the things that are like attached at the hip with me is like as soon as I get out of the bed, I have to make up my bed. before I do anything. Is anyone else like that, or is it just me? Am I the only one who like hops out and makes up their bed? I'm curious. Unmike if you do that.
No, I do the same thing, because if I don't get up and make that bed, I'm going to get back in it. Absolutely.
I never thought of it that way. I'll get back into bed with the covers on it. Good morning, Tony. It's funny because when you're in relationships, you know, you learn different things from the people in the relationship that you were in. And this guy that I went out with years ago, this is when I was young, I was in my 20s, and my room was always a mess, guys. Like I had clothes, my room was always a hot mess. And he said, Tina, if at least you make up the bed, the room will look good. And ever since then, I would make up my bed first thing in the morning. So that's the first thing I do before I even brush my teeth. It's like, and then it's done. And then number 5 is exercise. It does not have to be something crazy like a bunch of burpees or going for a run. Even though that would be great, but move your body. Your body gets used to it if it's stretching. Exercise is so important, and it releases so many craziness that's going on in your head. Number 6, something always amazing. Look at your schedule. I've always been that morning person. My classes and most of my things start at 4:30 or 5 in the morning. And I remember when I was married, this was a huge issue in my marriage. My husband would get upset because the first thing I would do in the morning is look at my phone, because I would have clients that were at like 5. I legit would get up, get dressed, get in the car, and then I'd look at my phone and the client would have canceled. And I'm like, man, I got up for nothing. So he would get upset because I would look at my phone while I was in bed. I'm like, dude, you have no idea. I may not have to get up. Read my post in my mirror. I like that. Trisha says, read my post-its on my mirror. So she has post-its around. But look at what you're scheduled to do for the day. This way you kind of know where you're focused, because things may change, right? I always have a plan, but things do change. And then number 7, I kind of took this from Glenn, because I thought, what else do you do in the morning, Tina? I'm always talking to other people. So reach out and touch someone else. Reach out and touch somebody. Reach out and give somebody some good news. Let me recap these, and I want to hear from you what you do, or maybe something that inspired you today. I'll talk about 7 things that I do before 7 a.m. to feel amazing. Pray, guided meditation, drink water, morning self-care, exercise, look at your plans for the day, and reach out and touch someone. Those are my 7 things. Anyone want to add comments, questions? I would love to hear from you if you want to add to the topic today.
Okay, I don't know. Should I go first?
Go for that, whoever's talking.
This is Samira. Bonjour, my friend. Happy New Year. And I have to second, Trisha. You are incredibly open up and a different person from what I met you virtually. So I really have to say that, and then I'm saying this from all the bottom of our heart, how vital, and we both love the exercises and vitality, but you are starting to open up, and I'm so happy for you, because, gratitude is one thing, but you are rocking it this year, Star Tina, and numbers are important, and moons also too. So this year, 24, is going to be just amazing. You deserve the best, my friend. Thank you for that.
Thank you. I love it. I'm going to be going a little longer today, so you guys will have the opportunity to share. Samira, thank you so much for sharing that. I don't even see the difference. I think that I'm the same. I think I've always been open, but I guess it is different if you guys say so. And for those of you that are listening, Samira is, what day are you on the 4 a.m. room? Samira, what's your day? Thursday, 4 a.m. Eastern. Let me tell you guys, I love that space. This 5 a.m. room is amazing, but I don't know if you have friends or if you know people from the UK. The UK people, they're like New Yorkers times 10. The UK people, they don't hold their tongues. They're a little sassy. They're a little snarky. I love it. And just to let you know, Glenn is taking the day off. So we are super excited about that. He's probably with his family laying in bed. So let's just give Glenn some love right there. But yes, that 4 a.m. room is popping. So thank you for that. Samira, I heard someone else on my, yes.
Sorry, by the way, not UK. You said European, because I'm now Paris. So please,
But you know what? I think
kidding, but be trained.
But I don't. Yes, but I don't think the European, at least the Paris people, they were. I'm not saying the UK people aren't nice. I'm not saying that. They're just shenarky. The French, they were so wonderful. I loved it.
Charlene is here, sitting here, and Jackie, well, she's not from UK, she's from Ireland.
Do you see, everyone? We are from all over the world. That's why you want to get into this space. You want to share this room. So this year, we want to take it to another level. If you did not know, Glenn Lundy, yes, he started this room. I believe he started it in 2020. And then he took it and passed it over to Ramon Ray, who's doing amazing, huge things, who passed it over to Mary Lynn, who's going to take it to another level. If you know her personality, it's just a little different. It's a little wild, and I absolutely love it because it lets you realize that everyone has a seat at the table. All right, so who's up next? I heard someone speak. Go for it.
It was Debbie. And I love your 7 things, and that's a great way. The one thing though that I do differently is I actually do my meditation at night at bedtime because I find that that's the best time for me to do it because it winds me down from all my thoughts and everything that's gone on during the day. So I typically do my guided meditation at night right before bed.
Love it, love it. Anyone else have a share? Because I have another topic. So I'm here for an hour, and I'm going to shift over now to what's happening this month. If you guys know Debbie, who just spoke, Renee, Angeline, and Fatima, they supported me in an event that I did last month. It was called Elevate Your Business. I did it last year as well. And last year I was like, I want to do this every quarter because it felt so good. I learned so much. And I don't know about you, but I love learning. This BWC, this Breakfast with Champions community teaches me so many things. It grows my business, my mindset, my relationships, my everything. So I said I wanted to do every quarter, but it didn't happen because I was like, oh, it's too much. But this year I'm doing it. I already have all 4 of them planned. March 23rd is the next Elevate Your Business Summit. It's virtual. Justin Conoco is our keynote speaker. I have Danette. I'm going to DM Dr. Jeannie to see if she's able to be one of our speakers, but it's just one day. It's only 4 speakers, and it's going to be amazing. Why do I say that? Because when it comes to your goals that you want to achieve in life, you have to have a plan, right? So that's one thing that I'm focused on for this quarter. Now, this month, you hear me say all the time, fitness is my profession. Renee, if you can change the link up to the top. Again, you can see me here on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, if you like. But we're doing this Beast Mode Challenge, family. And I'm going to turn the conversation a little bit over into fitness because I turned 51 in November. I'm saying this with a big, beautiful smile on my face. No one warned me. All you lovely, beautiful women over 50, I'm kind of mad at you that you didn't give me any type of warning when I was 49. And maybe it's just me. I don't know. But this 50 thing is a challenge for me in all areas. But January 20-something, I'm doing a 6-week Beast Mode Challenge. And myself and a couple other people, we did a prep run. This is week 5 for me, and it is amazing. And it's deeper than just your regular workout challenge because I was watching something yesterday and they said the biggest issues that gyms have is they don't talk about nutrition and they don't talk about accountability. And those are the 2 things that most people need when they're working out. Would I be agreeing saying that? Accountability and nutrition? Anyone agree? Mike, let me hear you.
Totally. And by the way, if you're going to turn 51, what are you talking about? I mean, I'm just turned 62. I mean, I never be better.
Did you really turn 62, Samira? Are you serious?
December 6th, 62. And trust me, 39 of metabolism. Epigenetics is like how and what you decide to do and to eat and to breathe and to think. These are all important. So I'm just saying, absolutely accountability. And when you see other people like, oh my God, going through the menopause, and people sometimes just use words but no meaning after it. And then, thank God, I went through all this. That's why today I always say expertise is when you went through things and you see how and what. Sometimes even my doctor, the gynecologist, when I just, go check out, she said, I want to speak in your rooms. I swear to God, that was the most incredible thing because he said, you're going through this in a different way. So we are all here witnessing things. So it is good to work together and see no matter what you decide, you can just do it. So don't think it's like the lot, not father, or this. No. You're going to live in a different way. But, approaching it, and that's why accountability, you said accountability, it's really nice to do things with people that been there. And this is my biggest lesson from my mom. Always listen to people who've been there because they know what they are doing. Of course, you need to experience it, but that's the best way to do it because theory, practical things are more important.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I was speaking with one of my personal training clients because if you didn't know, I told you I do life and health coaching, but fitness, that's my main jam. Like I love that one-on-one experience with my clients. And she's been with me for a little bit. And you have to really get to know your people. Some people like that conversation, some people don't, but accountability is important. And I said to her, who else do you talk to besides me about your fitness journey? Because if you're a part of the Shooting Stars community, and that's a group that we have, we meet once a month virtually to just talk, to share our wins, our ups and our downs. By the way, oh my gosh, today's Monday. Okay, we're not having it today. Maybe, no, we're not having it today, Monday, Renee. It's supposed to be tonight because it's the first Monday of the year, but some people might be off. And in this community, I have fitness classes. We have fitness classes 7 days a week, and we have some amazing humans. I have different instructors. I have yoga, we have strength, we have everything you can think of, and it's so much fun. And this personal training client, I said, who else do you talk to? And she's like, just you. And I was like, okay, well, so we have to tighten up our communication because she's one of those people that's closed off. And I say that to say we have our WhatsApp group in this chat. And if you're looking for a community to keep you accountable, keep you focused when it gets to your goals with fitness and mindset, you definitely want to join the Shooting Stars. It's just $47 a month. We have our fitness classes and we have challenges every month. We have our running and walking club. Everything I do is virtual nowadays because of COVID. We do our running club through the Nike running app. Each month we have a certain amount we have to do. Aisha's normally the one who wins. She's beast mode. We also have our events. Now, this particular client, I said to her, your nutrition, your accountability, do you want more with that? And like I said earlier, you do need that. So with this challenge, I decided to really focus on meal plans and nutritional guidance. Now I hear some people say, they always say, give me a meal plan. I need a meal plan. I need a meal plan. And in the beginning, when I started teaching and training and all that stuff, because I am certified in nutrition as well, I would sit there and I'd spend all this time making these meal plans for my clients. I'd be so proud. I'd give it to them. Then the following week, I'd come back and I'd say, so how'd you do? Oh, no, I didn't do it. I didn't feel like doing it. All this stuff they're saying. And I noticed that happened a lot. So I said, okay, Tina, that's not working. Let's try something new. So now I have mastered teaching people because I'm I'm that coach. I don't want to be, I would love to have you in my life forever, but I want to teach you. Each one, teach one to reach one. Right? And by doing this is what's going to change the world. This is what's going to shift the world. So the way I do my meal plans and nutrition with my clients is I show you all the different types of food groups. And then we sit there and I say, what are the things that are not healthy to eat? Because I'm never going to tell you what not to do. These things aren't too healthy for you. Then I'm going to tell you why. Because if you know why something's not good for you, you're probably not going to eat it. If it's going to give you swollen ankles or make your chest hurt or whatever. So we sit there and I show you the foods, and some people like to do the macros and all that stuff. I don't know about you, but I don't have time for that. It's too much effort, too much work. So with my nutrition, we're there, and I've learned so much from the people in this community. And I don't think any of my peeps are in the room this morning, but people like Chris, people like my go-to guy, Dwayne, have taught me, and this is some of the keto stuff, taught me it's not what you eat, it's when you eat. Yes, it's important what you eat, but it's more important when you're eating, especially when you get over 40, especially when you get over 50. There's that intermittent fasting. All right. There's also making sure that you're not snacking all day long. Years ago, when I started fitness, they would say you want to constantly be eating, you want to keep your metabolism up. And I would say, okay, 5 things a day. You would have your breakfast, a snack, lunch, a snack, dinner. And my head was like that. But no, you want 4 hours in between your meals. Why? So you can give your body an opportunity to rest. Your last meal, 6, 7 o'clock, or maybe you work the night shift. You want at least 12 hours, between your meals when you go to bed. That's how you can start your intermittent fasting. And the purpose of this, again, like I said, is to give your body rest. Good morning. Welcome to the stage, Tanya. Tanya, what are your thoughts on this intermittent fasting, when you're eating, what you're eating? If you're able to unmic, if you want to share, go for it. If not, anyone else want to chime in on that topic?
Tina? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning, Tina. This has been a great segment. Intermittent fasting is very, very important. With individuals, we don't need too much to eat. And sometimes when we're hungry, we're really not hungry, we're actually thirsty, so even not eating for quite some time, for a couple hours, would also help our overall health, but it also helps us to lose weight too. So, we also have to be mindful. Sometimes we feel that we are hungry, but we're not, we're actually thirsty. For that being said, I leave my mind.
Tanya, I have to back that up 1,000,000%. And I don't know about you, I'm not thirsty. I'm just in my feelings and emotions. Am I the only person who just eats just because, one, you don't know what to do? You may be sad. You may be emotional. Am I the only one, or is it just me? I guess so. But like, I was so proud of myself.
Sometimes boredom.
Boredom. That's true. Like, what do I do? Like, let's hear. The other day, well, the past few weeks, I've been so stinking proud of myself, guys. I was like, girl, because normally this time of year, or if I'm feeling, sad or whatever, I'm just eating. I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna exercise every day. But you know what, family? You cannot outwork a bad diet. I don't care. I've tried it. It doesn't work. I legit could work out for 2 hours because I love it. It's like crack to me. I'm like, I get off on working out. But you can't outwork a bad diet. And I say to myself, like, I don't eat bad. I may have something not so good occasionally, but I'm like, what about those people that don't work out, or those people that eat unhealthy stuff all the time? I kind of got off track. Samira, you went on mic. Go for it, mama.
Yeah, you see, very important matter, and I would allow myself to say it because it is the time to say it. You guys in US in general, like, don't have that gratitude. You talk about gratitude, even food is a feeling. So I'm going to say it again. Food is a feeling. So like when you sit there to eat a meal, eat it with gratitude and emotion, and you're having fun and feeling it. Trust me, even the ingredient, feel that you are getting it. And when you have it, you feel you're not hungry anymore. And it is important to set that time and sit with your meal. If you're not sitting with your meal and understanding that it is your time to eat, and eat it with gratitude, no noise, that would be the most amazing thing. It took me time to learn this, but my mom was obsessed about this, because food is a way for us to breathe again and to feed that body. So if we're not sitting and letting that it's a moment to have it and digest it and understand it, and of course eat things that are from the season. This is the most important thing because it has the best nutrient. If you're going having a food, whatever it is, vegetable or fruit that is not in season, it's like you're going looking for the moon in I don't know where. Like it is important. So just set the time, like you said. You're alive for things, because whatever is important is your agenda. So from 13 to 12, whatever hour, that's my meal. So you're going to be having your meal with your moment, with your stillness, and you will digest it so well that you won't be hungry. And trust me, guys, I would really challenge you to do it. It's a complete different story.
I love that.
And then things happen. So that was just my share for that.
I love that, Samira. And I'm going to just tap into that a little bit more, because I know this information is going to help every single person listening and watching. So right now we are talking about my Beast Mode Challenge that's happening in a couple weeks. Click the link at the top. I don't know what the discount price is. I don't even know if it's on there because I didn't look at it. I didn't think I'd be talking about this today, but I am giving a discount to anyone that's there. But when it comes to eating, something that I learned in my training for life and health coaching is when you're eating, make it an experience. I make everything I do in life an experience. So when you're eating, the first thing that I do is I make sure the food looks pretty on the plate. Think about if you've been to a really nice restaurant, and hopefully you all have treated yourself to an amazing restaurant, like a 5-star restaurant. I don't even know if they have 7-star. But when you go there, you notice the food is placed on the plate ever so beautifully. They design the, if you have like, they make it look like a flower. Or I remember back in the day, I don't even know if they do Zagat rating in the books anymore. But a friend of mine, every month we would go to a restaurant that was in the book of Zagat ratings. And these are like high quality restaurants. And I remember one time I went, and it was a place in New Brunswick. It was called the Frog and the Peach. Weird name. And I was so excited, and they brought us the food, and the steak was cut so thin. It was like thinner. It was as skinny as your fingernail. The food looked so beautiful. And each, my portion or whatever was like 150. Each person's plate was like 150 each. And when we finished, we were hungry. I was like, oh my gosh, we went to White Castles afterwards. I know, bad choice. This was years ago. But my point is, the food looks so beautiful on my plate. So now I make sure the food is beautiful. Another thing that can support you when you're eating to not eat so fast is look at the food and think of where it came from, what process it went through. For example, if you're eating berries, think about the sun that was shining when they were growing, the rain that came down, the dirt that was in it, the oranges, smell it as you're eating it. Just don't gobble down the food like an animal. Now, I have to admit, sometimes I do this because I'm really focused on that intermittent fasting, right? I'm like, okay, it's 10 o'clock, I'm gonna go longer. Okay, it's 11 o'clock, I'm gonna go longer. And then some days I'll get to like 12, sometimes even 1, because with this time change, it's a hot mess for me these days. And then I'm so hungry. And I'm just like, like a mad scientist just wanting to eat everything in sight. Do not do that. So sit, look at your food, and smell where it's coming from. Super, super important. Anyone else want to chime in on that before I go to my next topic? We're talking about eating.
Well, so for me, eating fast has just become a habit, and that was because at one point I had 4 kids from 6 to newborn, and it was like, if I did not eat fast, I wasn't going to eat. So just from doing that, I just got into the habit of it, and I'm really trying to break myself, but it's really hard because for so many years I had to do it. So now I'm just trying to break it and eat a little slower. So I love that tip about just think about what the food went through, because that's a good idea for me to kind of like look at it, eat a little slower.
I love it. That's a good point. I like that. You're like, if I don't eat, I'm not going to eat. I low-key miss those days. If you're a parent and you're in that season of your life where you're running your kid all over the place, trust me, guys, it is golden. I remember those days of picking up one kid, taking him to dance, ballet, football, gymnastics. And I was a single mom, so it was a lot. And when I was in Jersey a few months ago, I was a mom again, guys. My girlfriend went to Africa. She went to Ghana, and I got to be the mom for the week because she was baby. I was in charge of her godchild, her grandchild, and I had to take her to school. She was in preschool, and the school she went to, my son went to. And I remember I called my daughter and I said, "Oh my gosh, I remember I forgot your brother at school because I was working and he was in pre-K, and I forgot to pick him up." And the school called me and they're like, "Oh, your son is still here." And I in New Jersey, everything is 30 minutes away. Everything, no matter what you're doing. So I had to actually call a cab, and a cab had to pick him up. "Welcome to the stage, Rose." And she's like, "Well, Mom, you did that all the time. I can't, and I remember you forgetting to pick me up." I was like, "Really? I didn't even remember." So kudos to you on that, Deb, for that. In this challenge family, I've added a component of mindset because, as I mentioned, when you're on this journey, it's a lifestyle for me. It's not just a one quick fix. It's a lifestyle. Mindset is important with everything that you do in life, especially with exercise. And as you know, fitness is my foundation for everything that I do, and it's what pushes me through. So in this 6-week challenge, I will be teaching you different mindset skills to push you through. As you know, this week I talked about journaling. So I want to invite each and every one of you to journal something that you're grateful for. And then Trish added on that something that you accomplished in 23 that you're proud of. because this is going to help you. Along with the mindset in this challenge, we're doing it as a group and it's beast mode. So everything is optional, right? I say you have to do what's best for your body. So in the mindset challenges, it'll be something like, I put everything in the chat. So we have a private WhatsApp group for this challenge. And I'll put either if it's the meditation or the journal prompts, which help people. And then as I mentioned earlier, it's the nutrition, what to eat, how to eat, and learning new foods. And one of the challenges that we do, and I want to hear from you guys here, is introducing a new food that you've never eaten before. For example, dragon fruit. Maybe you've never had that before. Maybe you've never eaten sushi, because when you experience new foods, you stretch your mind. And I remember when I was younger, this was years ago, I was in my 20s, and it seems like it was yesterday. It really does. I went out with this guy, and he was Caucasian. I'm Black, if you didn't know. I just talk the way it is. And Black people and white people, again, this is Tina's perspective, okay? It's my perspective. It's what I'm thinking. But I think white people and Black people, they eat a little different, okay? Especially Black people that don't have that much money. And I was younger, we didn't have that much money. I remember my grandmother, she used to clean homes, and we got to go to work with her, and we loved it. It was like a party. Like, we get to go to her house because she'd clean these huge, beautiful homes. Now in our house, we just had that yellow cheese, that big block of cheese, or those slices of cheese, right? And when we'd go to work with her, and in the refrigerator, there were all different types of cheeses. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? What is that? And I say that to say, when I went out with this guy, he would introduce me to different foods. Trish says Crystal has her hooked to truffle seasonings. I love it. And we'd go to a restaurant. I remember one time he ordered a nacho platter. I'm like, what is that? I've never had that before. He's like, you've never had a nacho platter, Tina? He's like, were you raised under a rock, like in a cave or something? Because there were certain foods that I never experienced, because if you're on a certain budget, you're not eating certain things. So I want to hear if there is a food, for example, I'm going to go first. I want to hear from you, a food that you experienced that you thought was super disgusting. You're like, I'm not going to have it. And then you tasted it and it was amazing. Of course, it was sushi. I'm giving you another story, family. I'm like on this story tip today. So back in the day, I used to do promotions, promotional modeling. I don't know if you guys used to go to the club back in the day, and there'd be the girls walking around with like giving out shots, or, you know, I was one of those girls. It was like always 2 or 3 of us in the clubs, and we walk around giving out shots. My girl Sarah and I and some other peeps. Anyway, we had a break, and she's like, let's order sushi. I'm like, what is sushi? I said, Black people do not eat sushi. Okay, girl? And she ordered sushi. They have the beginner ones. I think it's like the cucumber. So that was my first time having sushi. I love sushi now. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Escargot. That was another thing. I was like, I am not eating that slimy thing. We went to Paris, my daughter and I. She's like, Mom, you got to try it. I love it. So let me hear from you. What's a food that you have experienced that you thought you would not like, but you love it? Anyone? On mic, let me hear.
I think, go ahead, Dr. G. Olive.
Did you say olive?
Olives, yes.
What kind of olives? Because you know there's different kinds.
I didn't eat any of them growing up. I thought they were gross, and now I like them. All kinds.
Ah, so I'm there with you. So there's the green ones, but then there's the purple ones. What is that? Calamari olives?
Well, there's all kinds, but calamatis are amazing. They're more like a black olive.
Exactly. Lord of mercy. I love those things. Now the green ones, I don't think, do you eat which ones do you like best? Do you have a favorite?
I like calamari. I like all olives now, but it took me a minute. I did not care for them growing up.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else have a food that they were?
No, I'll eat almost anything. I eat anything except maraschino cherries and tuna fish in a can.
Tuna fish in a can? Is it the can, or what is it? Do you not eat canned food?
It smells like cat food. I eat grilled tuna, steaks, etc. But I love tuna, sushi, and etc. But no tuna fish in a can. No maraschino cherries. No specific reasons for both.
I love it. I love it. The cat food. Anyone else? I heard you say something, Marilyn.
Oh, it's ironic because, like, I hate olives, and I don't know if Dr. Jeannie is in on that whole thing with how Mike Larkin and I completely hate olives. Like, it's a whole protest, and then she's like, but I like olives. So I did actually try one.
I did not know that. I'm not even sure.
I incorporated even in my speech at Tina's event, and how like there's only two things I'm afraid of, and that's olives and roller coasters. And like,
that's right. That's right.
and what's funny is I tried one again last night, and I'm like, nope, I'm still good. It's not that. And what's funny too is that you'd be surprised at things I will eat. So we had like pheasant pate, and I'll eat like calamari and random things that people won't eat, but then like something common like there's really not a lot I won't eat. Olives and like pickles, and just some of the basic things I don't like, but give me some wacky thing and I'm like, oh, I'm all in. So
You tried it. You still tried it. That was very good.
I did.
Even though you don't like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm still good. Thank you though. Tried it.
I love it. I love it.
Back in 2023.
I love it. So that's something that we do in the challenge as well. Each week we have a food. We want you to try something new and different because it really helps out. Trisha says, I tried sardines. I'll eat them, but I have a hard time. Now, sardines are super healthy, as my coach would tell me.
What is traditional New Year's Eve breakfast?
Oh my gosh. Everyone, you sound like my mother. She's like, I got to get my potato for my cutfish and potatoes. And then she's got the beans and rice. Anyone else have any not holiday, but special food you bring the new year in? Anyone else?
My mom always said you got to have collards, black-eyed peas, pork, and cornbread.
Are you?
That's to represent money, etc.
Is your mother from the South?
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
You gotta love.
We're from the South, so we have collard greens, black-eyed peas, ham, eggs, sardines.
I love it.
You lost me at sardines.
Marilyn, this is strange. Like, really? I mean, sardines are amazing because omega-3.
Yeah.
Eating olives, that's quite
I love it.
interesting, huh? When next time, Marilyn, you come here, I'll do something for you with olives that I'm not going to tell you, and you will love it. Trust me. It's perspective, how you eat it or what the feeling about it. But olives are, olive oil comes from olives, of course. So you can have one something and not the other.
I love it. She's too cute. I love it. So if you're chiming in, we're talking about a beast mode challenge that I'm starting in a couple of weeks. Renee's going to change this link out in about 1 minute, and we're going to start talking about the Zone of Genius Award Conference, April 18th.
Stars.
Yes.
Stars.
Yes.
Okay, you need to say the name of your challenge one more time.
Beast mode. It's a beast mode challenge.
Okay, because it sounded like you said obese. Say it clearly. Say it slowly to make sure we all understand.
Do you see why she's my coach, guys?
We're going to eat lots of olives.
Do you see why she's my coach, guys? That is why Dr. Jeannie is the best speaking coach. So my 6-week beast, now you got me thinking to say obese. Beast mode challenge that's going to take your fitness levels to the next level. We're going to focus on mindset. We're going to focus on your nutrition, the accountability, and then the exercises. Each week they get more and more challenging. Each week we have challenges. So for example, first week it's 100 push-ups for 5 days. Again, it's all optional. And each week it just gets stronger and stronger and bigger and bigger. And those are the aspects of that. Now, the reason why I'm about to talk about Ramon's event is I'm super excited about the April 18th events. One is to be around these humans that have done the things that I want to do, that I need to do. And if you didn't know, I've been talking a lot, and if you see me here, it says, Vote Stars Tina Champion Award. This is a category that Ramon has in his event. And Renee, if you can pull that up so I can read what the champion segment is about and why I want to win it, I can tell you that. So the reason why I want to win this award is because I would be able to put it with all the other things that I've done. And in life, I found that people listen to people more when they have accolades, when they've done certain things. For example, if you did not know, I actually won an Emmy Award about 2 or 3 years ago. I shared my story about my son, and when it happened, a lot of people stay closed off. And my daughter and I, we talk and talk and we share and we share. And they made a documentary about his story, and we won an Emmy Award, an actual real Emmy. And because of that, people listened. I wrote a book so that I could share so people could understand this is how you can heal. I've noticed in my line of work that a lot of people don't like to talk about those hard conversations that are stuck in their body. And God has gifted me with the ability to do this. So that is one of the reasons why I want to win the award. And of course, the category, as I mentioned, is the champion category. Just click that link at the top, and it's going to seem a little weird. It's going to say, ask for this email, ask for that email. But Ramon has it set up so wonderfully so he can get your information. Now, you have overcome incredible odds stacked against you. You are still on a journey. Okay, Renee wrote me some beautiful stuff. I'm just going to read it. Here we go. Overcome incredible odds stacked against me. Many odds. You are still on a journey of success, and all is not perfect, but you have used the obstacles against you as a stepping stone to move forward, which is true. Mindset is one of the things that I use. I'm a warrior. I recognize your struggles have made you stronger. Your fears have propelled you forward. Regardless of what you have or are going through, you are a champion. Oh, thank you for that little insight, Renee. So, as I mentioned, I believe this award will support and catapult me to go to the next levels to share my story. Next month, wow, it's January already, guys, I forgot. 2 things going on this month that I will be doing. I'm super excited about. Rahway, New Jersey, that is where my children are from. They're doing a sneaker ball. And what it is, it's a ball. Think of a ball where you get dressed up fancy, but then you wear sneakers. And the town of Rahway, my son had a sneaker store there. So I may possibly be going to that event and speaking. And then the school in Rahway, the 5th and 6th graders, the whole town, the different schools, they want me to speak. So I'll have an opportunity to share his story and talk about my book. I'm also building a workbook for children because I believe children need that support and that help. So those are a couple things that I'm doing this month to kind of help. TM just makes himself, I got to read all of Trish's notes. TM just makes himself America's favorite mentor. So I guess you could make, oh, I love that. Champion. So if you have not yet voted for Stars Tina for the Champion Award, please do. I believe I'm ending this segment now. I just covered and filled in a bit for Glenn, but we want to make this all about you for the next 20, 30 minutes. With that being said, I am Stars Tina. Thank you all. I hope I've inspired you. I hope I've motivated you just a little bit. I'm here every morning at 5 a.m. Eastern time, kicking in the doors. And my focus, my target is to motivate you, educate you, and inspire you when it comes to your fitness, when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to overcoming obstacles. I just want you to know that you can achieve anything you want. If you want that information for the vision board event that I did this weekend, we actually did 2 parts to it to teach you how to do it. You can do that. You can go to my Instagram and tap in for all the wonderful things I'm doing. And with that being said, I don't know if I'm throwing over to Mary Kim, if this is going to be a popcorn style. All right, Mary Kim, throwing it to you. Thank you.
I'm Mary Kim today.